This will be my last post. It's all become too much. I'm sorry. After making my last post, I quickly grabbed my bags and threw them in the car. I was going to leave. I didn't really have anywhere to go. With no relatives, few friends, and a dwindling bank account, there wasn't much for me outside of town. But anything was better than what I'd seen in the cave. I wouldn't mind drifting or sleeping my car. I was sure I could find a job somewhere, just anywhere other than here. I immediately hopped in the driver's seat and headed south. I maintained a straight course, having no clear destination in mind. I wanted to get away as quickly as possible. However, as I approached the city limits, I began to feel a dull ache in my chest. The town grew further and further away, but the ache grew as the distance increased. It felt as if something heavy were pressing down on my heart and lungs. My breathing became labored, and the pain even spread to my arms. For a moment I thought I was having a heart attack, but then I remembered the thing that had been in Moose's chest. I pulled over to the side of the road. By that point it was more than just an ache. It felt like someone had hit me in the chest with a sledgehammer, and my whole body burned with a horrible, pulsing pain. I could barely breathe, and my legs shook beneath me. I yanked up my shirt and looked at my chest. The skin in the middle was raised and greenish, and dark veins radiated out from it. I watched as it pulsated slightly, just barely enough to notice. That thing was the source of the ache. My breath caught in my throat and I began to cry. I don't know how long I did so. I must have stood by the side of the road for at least 30 minutes, just a shaking, sobbing mess. It was all so overwhelming. The sudden appearance of that thing in my chest combined with the mind-numbing pain that I was feeling. After a while, I managed to regain my composure and climbed back in the car, determined to get away from this thing. But the pain grew and grew until my vision began to go black. I kept going despite barely being able to see. However, after a while my vision went completely. I couldn't even drive anymore. I got out and began to walk, determined to just keep blindly moving south. But it wasn't long before my legs gave out and I laid on the hard asphalt in a pitiful state. The pain was too much. I crawled back to my car and turned around, heading back to town. As I did so, the ache lessened until it finally disappeared. At that moment, I knew that I belonged to him. There was no denying it. I don't know when it happened. Perhaps it started when I went in that cave, or perhaps it had been happening slowly all along. It really doesn't matter in the end. Over a week has passed since then. I've spent most of that time alternating between being a sobbing mess and in a catatonic state. It's all just too much. I sit in my house now writing this. It hurts to do so. Acting against him, even writing about him, incites the pain, but his hold on me isn't as strong as the others. Not yet, at least. I write this because I feel that I must. The truth must be set free, though I feel there is little that can be done about it. I have come to certain realizations in the past few days. I can feel myself growing closer to him, becoming one with his mind. Perhaps the pact wasn't so bad all along, but I now know that he won't be satisfied with the pact. Moose was wrong about it all, though surely he must feel the truth now. The king isn't lazy. He was merely resting, and the pact was a method of easy sustenance until it was time for him to rise. That time is now. I can feel his cold rage and his terrible hunger. I fear for what comes next in this town and the surrounding areas. I have no idea how far his influence stretches, but if Moose was telling the truth, then he might be unstoppable. As he wakes, I can feel him becoming more sentient within my own mind. It's strange, like a second thought process that constantly underlies the first. I fear it will overtake me soon. I don't intend to let that happen. I will not let myself become a mindless servant to this monstrous creature. The thing on my chest is beginning to look a lot more like the one that was on Moose's. I tried to cut it out, but it wouldn't let me. The knife stopped inches from my skin, and no amount of effort could force my arms any further. He is part of me forever now. I fear there's nothing I can do to remove myself from him. It won't be long before we are one in the same. I have my gun with me. I intend to use it on myself. To whomever reads this, know that everything I have written is the absolute truth as I know it. Do not search for me. Similarly, do not search for this town. Only horrors await you here. Either you will be devoured by them or you will unleash them upon the greater world. I want neither of these things to occur. Just know that he exists, know that other things like him exist in our world, and be wary. Live with that knowledge. Let it sit deep within your gut and never forget it. Do not let things end as I have. Goodbye.